Hey guys, I'm Cecilia Jr. here, aka Mustached, and welcome back to some more Death Stranding. If you end up enjoying this part, then please consider joining my Patreon page. Any donations are desperately needed. Alright. The Spiritualist. No one has been able to explain the Death Stranding, and I doubt that anyone ever will. Certainly not with science. Science is only suitable for observation, measurement, objectivity, and they put that in quotes. You can observe and measure as much as you like, but it will bring you no closer to an understanding. Sometimes you need to expand your mind and open your heart. Seek the souls of the dead. Listen to the waves of the beach. In inequality, there were no barriers between the realms. People moved freely between Earth, outer space, and the world of the dead. What are myths and legends, if not records of these journeys? My research has only confirmed this. Pyramids of Egypt, the Mesoamerica, the Nazcan lines, Stonehenge, all gateways built by humans in order to access the beach. Surely you can see the wisdom of the ancients have never been more relevant. Alrighty. Looks like I want to go down that way. Really? Can't believe this has happened to me. I can't believe it. Now I have to walk. So lame. So, yeah, I will say, in terms of story, the moment they had me let go of BB, this story just, well, at least a huge part of it, stopped making sense in terms of world building. And that's, like, that whole little thing that I just read, you know, even though it was putting quotations about being objective, and, you know, I've been trying to be more objective in my line of work. Okay, I want to veer to the left. But, yeah. I mean, it is not that hard to be objective, guys. I don't know if you know that. The trade secret's not actually that hard. There are difficult parts, but I'm not gonna say it's impossible, you know? Man, this sucks. Can't believe I had to get that motorcycle stuck in within a few seconds of starting this. Well, Anyways, let's talk about more about being objective. So I had made an entire video. I highly in terms of how to write a more novel-based story. You know, just answering the basic questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Why would you do this to me? Anyway, answering those questions, and I talked about, you know, in connecting them, how you can, in answering those questions, you can essentially have an easier time in making a story that's objectively good, and what that actually means. And I talked about how to connect those questions, how to integrate them within each other. I talked about, you know, when you lack those things, when you don't have those things, you're not meeting that objective line. I even talked about representation, because that is something that seems to come up at least a lot more now these days. And I even mentioned how, in terms of just pure writing, I have not seen a lot of stories, or a lot of shows in this instance, where there are a lot of LGBT characters that are well written. You know, just having the representation, that seems to satisfy people, and I don't get it. I don't get why that's good enough. You know, I didn't talk about video games, unfortunately, in that aspect, because that does technically also fall under writing as well, obviously. And I do, the last game I remember having at least a character that was under the LGBT was one of the characters from the Outer Worlds. And that game definitely had its issues, like I mentioned. The level of escalation was something I complained about constantly throughout that game. But I would say the writing was fine. Like, I would probably say she was actually a pretty well-written character, all things considered. So I would probably actually say she would actually make that list. But that list is still surprisingly short. That was one of the bigger points I was trying to make in that video. And I also mentioned, even though I worded it pretty poorly in that very video, I was mentioning, you know, I said LGBT, then the plus part. And I said pretty much that I don't understand some of the other ones. Just in terms of, I just don't understand them. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say that. I literally just don't understand them as much. Like, I think one of the ones is, like, queer, which I used to think just meant weird. That's how I heard it used before, so that's just what I thought it was. There's binary, which, again, what I thought it meant was, you know, that's referring to, like, something like you would refer to in a computer coding, zeros and ones, yes or no, no in between, right? That's binary. In terms of pure definition, the fuck was that? Wait, that killed me? What? What? What just happened? Are you serious for now? Well, that was the lamest one yet. I don't even understand what happened. Baby. just happened? Oh, it happened again. I guess I can't go down that slope? Okay. Well, I guess I can't go down that slope like normal. Okay. That's the first time I've died twice in a row. Thanks. Thanks, video games. Okay, guess we're not going this way. We'll have to go around, I guess. What is that noise? Alright, well, I don't know. So yeah, I was just talking about that. And, you know, if there's anyone in the comments who listens to this stuff, let me know, you know, because I'm pretty sure I missed out on, again, some well-written characters that are represented within that. Oh. I can't even get in there. I thought everything was fine. Eh? What? Okay. I don't know what's going on in this game anymore. I have no clue. I don't think there's anything in this game can answer anymore. Which is bad, because it's not even over. Talk about being objective. This story is terrible. Doesn't... My suspension of disbelief is just like... I just... This is, Oh. The only guy who can explain this shit right now is this guy. Like, why the fuck is this happening? Oh, we saw this in the cutscene. Then he shall rise from the waters. Very slowly. So this is like the thing that was introduced like what, halfway through the game? Okay. Clifford, the big red dog. That's me. Ah, jeez. Back in the trenches, but not.
Sam!
Dead man.
Oh, thank God I got through.
Where are you?
No idea. I'm seeing tanks and soldiers. The uniforms date back over a century. World War II era, I suspect. Did you see the man leading the soldiers?
No.
I think it's the guy you told us about.
The born and bred warrior asshole who's gunning for BB.
He must be our ticket home, right?
Don't ask me. This is only my second time. And without BB, he'll be hard to find.
Lucky for you, I've got BB here in tip-top shape, just waiting for you. Where should we meet?
Is there anything unusual or distinct near you?
I'm in the sewers. Hang on. I can see a tower through a hole, a square tower, right above my position.
Gotcha. I'll find it and search for a sewer entrance. Can you sit tight for now?
Gladly. I won't move an inch.
Yeah, well, if I'm slow, you might have to.
What?
That warrior asshole. He wasn't after me. He was after BB.
Oh, fuck me.
Right. If he's looking for anyone, it's you.
Oh, no. Hurry the hell up, Sam.
Keep it together. I'm on my way. And don't hook up BB either. You'll lead him straight to you.
Oh, boy.
Not that you would, since you hate them.
I just did because I was scared to death.
Disconnect, now.
Already done.
Don't let him take BB.
How? If he shows up with the soldiers, what do you expect me to do? Fight back? If I have to choose between BB and myself, well...
You won't. I'm ending the call.
Sam, it's not easy being me. No wife, no children, no friends. And so I sought solace, sought company in the dead. Over time, I made them a part of me, 70% of who I am today. But meeting you has opened my eyes. You're very special, Sam.
Oh, Jesus. Nice effect. Ow.
I'll see you soon.
Oh boy. Sorry for the darkness. Okay. There we go.
Over here.
Lou.
The little one should be working again. Let me see. Oh, well then. Maybe this is a special beach for soldiers who died in battle.
Maybe we should get the hell out of here.
Yes.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have abandoned baby by now.
Discard precious hardware? Never. So, Do you still share memories? I see.
Stay here. Seems like I got other memories to tend to. I'm taking him down. That should get us both out of here.
You know, Sam, I'm starting to understand why BP is so important to you.
Huh?
He's just a tool. Life and death are supposed to be irrelevant. But we've got attached to each other all the same, haven't we?
Kid's not just a tool. Name's Lou.
Lou, huh? That's a good name.
Okay. Well, how am I supposed to beat him without weapons? Go. Assault rifle. Blah, 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 blah.
We need reinforcements. Get back out there.
chill out for a bit, you know?
We need reinforcements. Get back out there.
Whew! Okay, let's try going up from here. Where is he?
Listen! Get back out there! I want my baby back.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you, man. Oh, Jesus. Ah.
Take him out. Disengage!
Come on, where are ya?
Enemy sighted!
Get out of here. Yeah, I did it. Get out of here, Clifford. Jeez. A bee. Well, I'll take it, whatever. Eh.
Lou? Lou?
How's little Lou doing?
No response.
Well, look at that. That child's taking a shine to me. You two were out cold, so I had you brought here. You were right. Whatever you did back there returned us to our own world. I put your cargo and gear in your private box. You slept for a whole day, you know. Slept like the dead. I'm already back in Capital Knot. Fragile's Beach has been coming in handy. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. Avoid her. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him, because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Calm down, Sam. Take a seat. I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why?
Sure, I'm sure you're
Because
gonna.
the story you've heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Artificial, grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No car, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB too. But I have no such connections. No mother. No afterlife. No beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Breaches? The battlefield. Now that was an awful beach. But strangely, I didn't hate it. Because I knew you were coming for me. I've never felt that before. Connected to someone, anyone. You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
It wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on, even I was welcome. All that, you were holding it. It's an old dog tag, U.S. issue. Wasn't easy prying it out of your hand. Clifford Unger, as you can see. I looked him up in our database. Found a match. He was U.S. Army Special Forces. Fought in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
That's him.
Well, that's all I've managed to dig up so far. You must be caked in chiral matter from the battlefield. Time for a shower, I'd say. Oh, I won't be joining you this time. The Die Hardman issue is no longer a concern. I've seen to it that our conversations won't be recorded.
I'm all bloodied up. Let's take that shower, you.
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
Let's see. Sam, you've been using your all-terrain skeleton. Pretty amazing, I know. But would you believe that some porters don't like them? Apparently the design's too functional or something. I mean, have they ever actually tried to use one? If they had, I know they'd change their tune. They'd be raving about how it lets you power through snow drifts and over rocky terrain, and about how to boost mode lets you charge up slopes and across rivers without draining any endurance. I suppose our legitimate criticism is that it doesn't actually help you carry any more cargo, but that shouldn't come as a surprise since the focus this time was was on balance and stability. I'm sure we can address that particular concern with future models. I'll stop moaning about the moaners now, so long as that you remember to use your skeleton whenever you got to traverse tricky terrain, okay? Now that I've got to ask, I know you will, Sam. You're not like those other guys. Sam, I heard you took care of the terrorists in this area. How the hell did you manage that? I mean, those guys have got guns and God knows what else, and they would have hesitated to shoot you dead. I can't believe you took them out, but I'm glad you did. You really are a great deliverer. Thanks to you, I'm starting making a few deliveries again, getting back to the Porter way. Looks like this distribution network will be back before long. Big news, Sam. We've just welcomed a new life into the world, a baby boy. Both him and the missus are doing fine. In fact, they're sleeping peacefully next to me as I write this message. I know you're a busy man, though, so I won't go on and on about us. Besides, there's something else I've been meaning to tell you. I don't want to be presumptuous, and I know that you're the best porter there is, but even you must have found it tough making deliveries up these snowy mountains, right? Well, have you ever tried using power gloves? They can be a real game changer, let me tell you. If you lose your footing and start to slip, the gloves will help you catch yourself before you slide right off a cliff. They make decent weapons, too, if things get hairy. Just bear in mind that they drain your batteries, so be sure to keep an eye out on that. And hey, don't tell me you'd never wanted to rock a set of metal claws like an action hero, Sam. You know, I've got a feeling you're going to be a real role model for my boy when he's older, of course. It's down to all of us, myself included, to make the world a better place for him and future generations. I know you feel the same. Let's not let them down, Sam. The BB experiments were conducted in a Manhattan-based government facility in such extreme secrecy that little is known about them to this day. One thing that we do know for certain, however, is that the experiments ended in tragic failure and were directly responsible for the total annihilation of the island of Manhattan, as well as the death of the president, who had been observing observation firsthand. He was successful by the vice president, Bridget Strand, who shortly after her inauguration put an end to all future BB experiments and had all data destroyed. With her strong and steadfast leadership in the wake of the whiteout, she made great strides in quelling the chaos and unrest that had spread throughout the nation. She vowed to rebuild America and devoted her wholeheartedly to this end. In response, separatists who opposed Reconstruction emerged and steadily grew more aggressive in their activities. One faction even managed to acquire documents relating to the BB experiments, and some speculate that this data was used to restart them in secret. At this time, however, no BB units are known to have been successfully created, and BBs in general remain a taboo subject in government circles. I read these backwards, whatever. Following a number of tests and experiments, the conclusion was reached that the incident was an annihilation event brought by the doctor's contract by whatever or whomever he had been upon touching the umbilical cord, though it eventually became apparent that the doctor had been referring to BTs. At the time, no one could explain the undying cause of the incident. Some later theorized that if the same conditions, brain dead mother, fetus, umbilical cord, could be recreated, then BTs could be detected and the mystery of the Death Stranding would be solved. Indeed, this was the theoretical basis upon which the government's own experiment and investigations would be conducted. They called the fetuses they used bridge babies, and the experiment became known as the BB experiments. Soon after government's program got underway, the tragedy of Manhattan occurred. Who the hell? Those were the doctor's final words. At the time, no one knew to whom he was referring, and to be fair, there was no pressing issues at hand. The doctor in question was a surgeon specializing in Cartesian sections. The procedure he was undertaking at the time, however, was slightly unusual in the way he was operating as on a mother who had been declared brain dead 7 months in her pregnancy. She had been placed on life support, but since her blood pressure was decreasing and the fetus was showing signs of bradycardia, the decision was made to operate because the procedure was broadcast to medical researchers on a closed-circuit network. We are fortunate to have a record of what took place. Pure the footage. The incision was made without incident. The pain was apparently to remove the fetus from the womb and immediately place it under an ICU, where it would receive the necessary care. Prior to this, the surgeon would of course had to cut the umbilical cord. This is the moment that changed everything, the moment the surgeons had touched the cord, and that instant he uttered his infamous last words. Who the hell? Alright. There we go. If you ended up enjoying this part, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out those links in the description. One, I'll head over to my Discord server. The other, to my Patreon page. Any donations are desperately needed. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye.